Luc Bouchard with Solve Act Life Coaching Services. I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years and I specialize in men's issues and what keeps men stuck. Hi, welcome to day 13th of the 72-day challenge, and our weekly theme is male perspective. This is the second week of a 10-week challenge I've taken on, and the focus is emotionality, and the topic is how men are socialized. I want to start by saying thank you for attending and welcome. So, men and socialization. If you've been watching these videos for the last 2 weeks, you will have heard me say quite a bit about men's socialization, and it's that nurture versus nature argument as to what we're exposed to as young children versus how we're innately are. And I'm really looking at the nurture aspect of it today, and what men are taught as young children to and how they turn out as men from that exposure. So I'm going to talk about a family therapist out of the States. His name is Terrence Riel, and he wrote a book. I don't want to talk about it. The Secret Legacy of Depression in Men, if my memory serves. And what Riel talks about is that there is a very specific process that boys go through from when they are children to when they become adult males, adults, about what goes on in their formative years. And what really had an impact on me with reading his material is the idea that at one point in a boy's life, 4 and younger, 5 and younger, maybe 6 and younger, it's okay for that boy to go to his mother to get nurturing. It's okay to go to her when she's crying. It's okay to go to her when he's upset. If we go half a dozen years down the road, when that boy is 6 years older, so let's say he's 12 now, it's not okay for that boy to go to his mother to get some sort of nurturing and being taken care of. So somewhere between 5, 6, let's say, and 12, that changes and that stops. And the question is, well, how come? Because girls seem to not have that problem. Girls seem to be able to always go to their mothers and get nurturing acceptance. But at one point, boys no longer are able to. And what Riel talks about is that there's this systematic erosion of males being in touch with their emotions and being okay with their emotions, and that they learn how to distance themselves from their emotions, and they learn how to be less connected to their emotions. And if we look at what happens if you see an 8 or 9-year-old, let's say, for example, going to his mother for nurturing, you'll hear words like he's a baby's boy, nurturing, mummy's boy, tied to the apron strings. And these are all words, these are all statements, these are all ideas that are meant to basically tell boys that they have to toughen up, suck it up, stop being a boy, or stop being a child, and you have to be more accepting. And it's the education system that does it, and it's peer groups, and it's TV and everything we see in all the role models that males get throughout their life, and the sporting figures and all that. Not that I'm really saying anything new, but this all contributes to the idea of males learning to distance themselves from their emotions. Further to that, Riel talks later about how if you want to put a man down, you call him a woman. Any kind of way of being of an insult towards a man is usually based in being some sort of woman, being a pussy, stop acting like a bitch, and all the other very derogatory words. Now, it's not that we don't do that with women, but it's just not as prevalent There are put downs for women that are male orientated or male specific, but not nearly to the extreme that men have to go through and they have to endure, or that they get to hear. So as men, what we learn is to distance ourselves from our emotions, because it's not okay. It's not all right to be emotionally available, and we have to be tough, and it's okay for men to show anger. It's okay for men to be mad, and those are harder emotions, or more extreme emotions, but the softer emotions of being scared, being afraid, being vulnerable, it's not okay. And this has a hell of a toll on us. And guys who are watching this, and women who are watching this, you know this to be true. I'm not saying anything new about the cost to us to dismiss ourselves and to be disengaged from our emotions, to be disauthentic with our best purpose. We go into these coping mechanisms that are meant to keep us away from our emotions. We cope through addictions. We cope through high-risk behaviors. We cope through status, so that we feel better about ourselves. So I just encourage you to really, guys, I just really encourage you to look at what do you do to distance yourselves from your emotions? What kind of messages do you get from other men and from women, frankly, and your partners, about how it's not okay to show those softer sides? I find it really interesting that when men are sick, they're referred to as being babies. Very, very odd that men, when they are, physically ill, they're acting like, just like a little boy. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't hear that with women when they're sick. You don't say she's acting like a girl. You don't say she's acting like a child. What we hear is she's sick. So why is it that men get that designation when they're sick? Maybe they act that way. Maybe they act sort of like they want to be taken care of and nurtured. And maybe that's the only time when it's okay for them to allow themselves to be taken care of, or allow themselves to be vulnerable, because that's a sanctioned, or that's an acceptable time. But the fact that we have to call men boys when they're sick, or that he's acting like a baby, is really a clear indication of what we do to men and what we have to live. I think that's it. I'm sure I will be revisiting this topic in the upcoming weeks. I will be revisiting Terence Riel's work and his book. I don't want to talk about it, The Secret Legacy of Depression in Men. And I'll be that's where I'm going to be covering more about depression and how men handle depression, and that's in a couple of weeks. So, Luc Bouchard with Solvac Life Coaching Services. I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years, and I specialize in men's issues and understanding the male condition and helping men move forward and live a more authentic life. And we live more authentic lives, gentlemen, when we're in touch with our feelings and we're in touch with our emotions, and we don't dismiss ourselves. And we don't allow people to dismiss us. And I'm going to leave you with this final thought, and that is, what do you deserve in your life? Gentlemen, ladies also, but really, what do you expect in your life, and what do you deserve? What are you worthy of? What are you willing to accept, and what are you willing to put up with? Because generally, I believe this to be true, we are generally treated how we expect to be treated. So if we expect to be treated like crap, guess what? We're treated like crap. If we're expected to be to dismiss our emotions, then we dismiss our emotions. So what are you worthy of? What do you deserve? And how come you put up with less? I hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And tomorrow's day 14, and it's the life skills process, if memory serves correctly. So you take care, and have a great day. And remember, we're all in this together, so let's support each other. Let's buy out of the mail bullshit. Take care.